and welcome back to the channel. On this video, I want to talk about the new 2026 e-bike law in China, the end of unbranded parts, cheap parts, and cheap batteries. The great 2026 e-bike traceability reform. Let's talk about this. And the global ripple effect. If you think recent crackdown on e-bike laws in the US and Europe was intense, you haven't seen anything yet. While we've been discussing on local licensing and speed limits, the source of roughly 90% of the world's e-bike parts, China, just flipped a massive switch. Starting in 2026, China is implementing the strictest in history safety reform. They are made of, we're talking about mandatory digital IDs and QR-coded traceability for every battery cell, every motor, and every controller. If it doesn't have a digital birth certificate, it's effectively illegal to sell, or in many cases, even manufacturers of the domestic market. Today we're doing a deep dive into the GB 17761-2024 and the GB 38031-2025 standards. This isn't just a China story. It's a global supply chain that will determine what you pay for your next bike and whether you can even find parts in 2 years. Let's dig into it. The why. Solving the fire and tampering crisis. Why is Beijing doing this now? 2 reasons: fires and illegal modifications. For years, the industry was like the Wild West. Small factories could buy grade B lithium cells, wrap them in some plastic, and sell them as budget battery packs. Those are the packs that end up on the news for thermal runaway. China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology has had enough. They've realized that to stop the fires, they have to move beyond testing the final bike. They are now requiring CCC, China compulsory certification, for every individual electrical component. But here's the kicker. Under the new traceability pilot, the CCC market must now be displayed with a traceable QR code. This QR code links to a national database. It tracks the battery from the raw material mine to the factory to the shop and eventually to the recycling center. If a battery fails in a fire, authorities can now trace it back to the exact shift and the exact production line that made it. The digital ID and battery passports. Let's talk about this. Digital ID or battery passport. Starting March 1st, 2026, newly certified e-bike products must comply with these traceability markings. And by 2027, every existing certified product must be retrofitted with this system. This digital ID isn't just a sticker. It's an institutional innovation. It's designed to prevent ghost parts from entering the market. If you buy a battery, that QR code is unique to the specific unit. The system is designed for one-to-one correspondence. This mirrors what Europe is doing with their battery passports, but China is implementing it at the manufacturing source. This means if you're a US brand like Rad Power or Electric, and you source from China, your suppliers are now under immense pressure to digitize their entire history. If they can't prove where a cell came from, they can't get the CCC mark, and the part can't legally leave the factory floor. The technical shift, anti-tampering, and materials. It's not just about tracking, it's about the hardware itself. The new 2026 standards, specifically GB 17761-2024, mandate that batteries, controllers, and chargers must be interoperable and secure. What does this mean for you? It means digital handshaking. The charger will now communicate with the battery before it even starts sending power to ensure compatibility. If the ID doesn't match, it won't charge. This effectively kills the cheap replacement charger market on Amazon. They're also cracking down on materials. The new rules state that no more than 5.5% of an e-bike's construction can be non-fire resistant plastic. They are forcing manufacturers to use higher grade flame retardant materials. Again, this is a safety win, but it adds cost to every single unit produced. The purge of budget brands. I've been saying this for a while. The era of the $500 e-bike is dying. Compliance with these traceability laws require massive investment and software and tracking infrastructure. Leading manufacturers like KATL already have no thermal propagation solutions and the money to track every cell. But the small mid-sized factories that made the Amazon specials possible, they can afford this. We are going to see a massive consolidation in the industry. You might think, I don't live in China. Why do I care? You care because these factories are where the world gets its bikes. Even if a product is intended for export, most factories won't run two separate production lines or traceable on one and one not. It's too expensive. The higher standards in China's domestic market will effectively lift the rising tide for export products as well. Final outlook. Right to repair versus safety. As we wrap up, we have to look at the downside. While this makes bikes safer, it creates a massive right to repair hurdle. If every part has a digital ID that must handshake with the rest of the bike, DIY repairs become almost impossible without authorized manufacturer software. We are moving into an era where an e-bike is treated like a modern car. You'll have a digital history, a VIN equivalent, and lockdown components. It's the end of the wild west DIY era. But it's just the beginning of the world where you don't have to worry about your neighbor's battery burning down the apartment complex. The strictest ever standards take full effect on July 1st, 2026. By then, the e-bike industry will look completely different. Let me know in the comments, is a digital ID a price you're willing to pay for fire safety? Or is this just more government overreach into your hobby or my hobby? So, one thing's for sure, 100%, bike prices are going up. And it's not because of tariffs, it's because of this. So, traceability is going to be a big deal coming up. So if you haven't heard about this before, keep an eye on it and listen, because changes are coming. So we've got two things at play here that are affecting our e-bike hobby, which unfortunately, now not everybody, it's a hobby. Some people, this is a absolute means of transportation and a necessity. And we've got two big storms here. We've got the one on one side here that's denying that the bike is even a bicycle anymore, and that it's a motorized vehicle. And then on the other hand, you've got the technology here and wanting to make it more safe, which I like. I like that side. I'm not a big fan of this side. I like safety, but I mean, they're going to both come together, and I don't know yet what the middle's going to look like. It's kind of like still a mystery to me, but it's going to come together over the course of time, and we'll see where this goes. But I don't like the look of this because just the price is going up. Now, I have no idea how much the prices are going to rise. Definitely going to rise, and I think a decent amount through all of this, because it's not going to be done for cheap. And also the price of the bike, the value is going to go up because of the parts being better quality. And so that, and then just on top of it, just the process of doing this is going to drive the price even more. So the days of the $500 e-bike, if you can get one for $500 or even $1,000, gone. I can't see that happening anymore. And then you've got, on the other hand, the New Jersey situation, calling it every e-bike a motorized vehicle, and having to get it registered, licensed, insured, and the whole bit. It's like this one big evil mess, and on e-bikes, and they're being attacked, to me. And where did this begin? Let me know your comments. I mean, we all have thoughts on this, right? So definitely let me know your comments below. I'd like to hear from you guys and let me know what you think about this. Do you like where this is heading? Are you nervous? Do you think this is going to put an end to this fun, awesome community that we have going now in the e-bike world? What's going to happen? So that's going to do it for this video today. Hope you enjoyed this on Electric Bike Mark. And if you did like it, go ahead and hit that like button, and please share it with others. And also, if you haven't already, would you like to subscribe? Thank you very much for doing that. And just hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified as to when the next video comes up on the channel, we do one basically every day. Just hit that notification bell. And if you want to leave a comment, as I mentioned, on this video or any others that you've seen on the channel, go ahead and leave it on that in the comments below. Again, thank you for joining me on Electric Bike Mark. And until next time, be safe, everyone, and keep your wheels on the road. See you later.